Welcome to Voice of Africa, your premier source for in-depth analysis on African geopolitical dynamics and international diplomacy. In today's video, we delve into the escalating tensions between the African Union, AU, and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, regarding their planned intervention in the Sahel region. The recent developments highlight a critical moment in African politics and raise important questions about the future of governance and democracy on the continent. The geopolitical landscape in Africa is undergoing significant changes as the AU and ECOWAS navigate their responses to the withdrawal of Sahel nations, specifically Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea from ECOWAS. This withdrawal comes in the wake of military coups that have dramatically altered the political fabric of these nations. Both the AU and ECOWAS have condemned these actions, viewing them as a threat to regional stability and democratic governance. ECOWAS, in particular, has taken a hard stance against these nations, suspending them from its membership and threatening military intervention to restore constitutional order. This decision reflects the organization's commitment to upholding democratic principles, but it has also ignited a heated debate about the effectiveness and implications of such measures. The actions of ECOWAS are rooted in a firm belief that democratic governance is essential for the stability and development of the region. However, the organization's readiness to resort to military means has raised eyebrows and sparked widespread controversy. The African Union has mirrored ECOWAS's stance. In a recent meeting held in Abuja, the AU Commissioner for Political Affairs expressed strong disapproval of the Sahel nations' withdrawal from ECOWAS. The AU's position is clear. It views the pullout as unacceptable and is unwavering in its support for ECOWAS's efforts to maintain a united regional bloc. The AU's support for ECOWAS's stance underscores its broader commitment to regional integration and the promotion of democratic governance. This alignment with ECOWAS's approach suggests a coordinated effort to address the political instability in the Sahel. However, it also raises questions about the AU's role and its effectiveness in managing such crises. The prospect of deploying regional forces to intervene in the Sahel nations has been a focal point of the ongoing discussion. Both the AU and ECOWAS are exploring the possibility of using military means to restore democratic governance in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea. This strategy involves setting up regional forces to address the political turmoil and re-establish constitutional order. The idea of military intervention has sparked controversy and debate. Proponents argue that decisive action is necessary to prevent further destabilization and to uphold democratic norms. Critics, however, express concerns about the potential for exacerbating the situation and causing additional harm to the affected nations. The complexity of the Sahel crisis necessitates a careful assessment of the potential consequences of military intervention. One of the central themes emerging from the ongoing discourse is the effectiveness of democracy as it is currently practiced in Africa. Critics argue that the democratic models promoted by the AU and ECOWAS have not delivered the expected economic and political benefits. Instead, they suggest that these models have contributed to economic stagnation, governance failures, and ongoing conflicts. The dissatisfaction with democratic governance raises important questions about the future of political systems in Africa. There is a growing sentiment among some analysts and activists that the current democratic frameworks are inadequate and that alternative governance models should be explored. This perspective challenges the prevailing notion that democracy, as defined by international organizations, is the best path forward for Africa. The recent interactions between journalists and AU officials have shed light on the challenges faced by the AU in addressing governance issues and combating terrorism. Journalists from TV3 Ghana posed critical questions regarding the AU's ability to manage crises and its approach to preventing arms access by terrorist groups. The AU's responses to these questions were met with skepticism and criticism. Many observers felt that the AU did not provide satisfactory answers and seemed evasive in addressing the pressing concerns raised. This scrutiny highlights the need for greater transparency and accountability in how regional organizations handle critical issues affecting the continent. The road ahead for the AU and ECOWAS is fraught with challenges. Navigating the complex political landscape of the Sahel requires careful consideration and strategic planning. The tensions between regional integration efforts and the pursuit of democratic governance present significant challenges for both organizations. It is crucial for stakeholders to carefully consider the implications of their actions and to seek solutions that promote long-term stability and development. The discourse around the effectiveness of democracy in Africa is not new, but the recent crises in the Sahel have brought it into sharper focus. Democracy, as promoted by the AU and ECOWAS, is seen by many as a foreign concept imposed on Africa. Critics argue that this model of governance does not align with the realities and needs of African nations. They contend that the focus on democracy has led to economic stagnation and political instability, rather than the progress and development that was promised. This sentiment is particularly strong in nations like Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea, where military takeovers have been justified by the failure of democratic governments to deliver on their promises. The AU and ECOWAS are at a crossroads. The decisions they make in the coming months will have far-reaching implications for the future of governance in Africa. The choice to pursue military intervention to restore democratic governance in the Sahel is a contentious one. It raises questions about the legitimacy of using force to impose a political system that is increasingly being rejected by the people it is supposed to benefit. Moreover, the potential for such interventions to cause further instability and suffering cannot be ignored. As the AU and ECOWAS grapple with these challenges, it is important for all Africans and supporters of the continent's progress to stay informed and engaged. The role of social media and public discourse in shaping the future of African governance cannot be underestimated. By staying connected and voicing concerns, individuals can contribute to a more informed and effective response to the challenges facing the region. At Voice of Africa, we believe that informed dialogue and critical analysis are essential for understanding and addressing the complex issues facing the continent. As the AU and ECOWAS grapple with the challenges of the Sahel, it is vital for all stakeholders to engage actively and thoughtfully in the ongoing discourse. The role of journalists in this process cannot be overstated. The recent questions posed by journalists from TV3 Ghana have highlighted important issues and brought much-needed scrutiny to the actions of the AU and ECOWAS. By holding these organizations accountable and demanding transparency, journalists play a crucial role in ensuring that the voices of the people are heard. The path forward for the Sahel nations and the wider African continent is uncertain. The choices made by the AU and ECOWAS will set important precedents and shape the future of governance in Africa. It is essential that these decisions are made with careful consideration and a focus on the long-term stability and development of the region. We encourage you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to Voice of Africa for more updates on African geopolitical dynamics and international diplomacy. Your support helps us continue to provide valuable insights and analyses that contribute to a better understanding of the issues shaping the future of Africa. Thank you for joining us in this critical conversation. Together, we can work towards a more stable, prosperous, and democratic Africa. In conclusion, the situation in the Sahel is a complex and multifaceted issue that requires a nuanced and informed response. The actions of the AU and ECOWAS in the coming months will be critical in determining the future of the region. It is essential that all stakeholders engage in this process and work towards solutions that promote long-term stability and development. At Voice of Africa, we will continue to provide in-depth analysis and updates on this and other important issues facing the continent. Stay tuned and stay informed.